Another eruption and more tensions as the situation on Ground Zero Kashmir erupts. On Wednesday, once again, school students were seen picking up stones against the forces.
If I look closely, I can also notice a flag in a hand. I can notice young children looking like teenagers who are also wearing school uniforms.
But India knows who's fueling this shame. Our top focus on India First. Hello and welcome to a special edition of India First. Executive Editor Gaurav Sawant, as you can see, is live with us this evening from Astana in Kazakhstan, where Prime Minister Modi and Pakistan's Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif will be coming face to face at a time when Indo-Pak ties are close to rock bottom. Will the Shanghai Cooperation Summit prove to be an icebreaker, or is Nawaz Sharif really going to be shown his place in the world? Will international pressure force Pakistan to abandon its wanton terror ways, which are manifesting themselves in the Kashmir Valley as well? Thanks for tuning in. Let's get you straight to the top stories on India First. Violence engulfs Madhya Pradesh after 5 farmers killed in Mandsaur. Shivraj government faces blowback, vehicles torched, trucks vandalized, properties set ablaze. Reserve Bank keeps interest rates unchanged, expresses concern over extensive farm loan waivers, says waivers can undo work done on fiscal deficit in the past few years. Pakistan's bid to raise Kashmir bogey at international forums finds no takers. Chinese media says China will snub Pakistan's bid to internationalize the issue by raising it at the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. 4 Pakistan-backed terrorists gunned down in Jammu and Kashmir's Machil sector a short while ago. Army recovers huge arms and ammunition as another Pakistan infiltration is foiled. Gunmen strike Iran parliament, injuring several civilians and a guard. Another suicide attack at the revered Khomeini shrine. Interior Ministry holds high-level meeting at ISIS claims responsibility for the terror attack. We're starting things on India First this evening with some breaking news. Yet another terror video has surfaced from the Kashmir Valley. A terror group called the Kashmir-e-Taliban has released this fresh video, and we're not going to play the audio for you, calling for a caliphate. In the video, the 2 masked men claim that several fake audio tapes have been released by Indian agencies in the name of Hizbul commander Zakir Musa. Well, the India haters further went on to accuse Indian agencies of luring people living in the Kashmir Valley. These masked terrorists have also claimed that the Lashkar is plotting against Zakir Musa, the ousted leader of the Hizbul Mujahideen. Well, the terror monsters have issued a dire warning and pledged to hang those who oppose the Hizbul commander and his nefarious plots. It's terrorist versus terrorist in the Kashmir Valley, and here's the brand new manifestation of that in yet another video. And here's an update on those who actually helped the terrorists in the Kashmir Valley. It's a mega aftershock of India Today's Hurriyat and the terrorists. There's not much distance between them. The National Investigation Agency has registered an FIR against the Hurriyat and Asiya Andrabi, leader of the Dukhtaran-e-Millat, for being funded by none other than 2611 mastermind and India's most wanted terrorist, Hafiz Mohammad Saeed.
The insidious face behind the burqa nailed. The audacious receiver of terror funding nailed. And their link to India's most wanted terrorist nailed big time. And all thanks to India Today's shattering Hurriyat Truth tape sting operation. It began with a shocking confession on our cameras.
तो आप लोगों को भी वहीं से आया था?
हर एक बात है
पाकिस्तान से
सब गिराने को जितने भी छोटे बड़े की बात है
नहीं जो
सबको पता है ये एजेंसी को भी पता है
नहीं पाकिस्तान से जो फंडिंग होती है वो सिर्फ गिलानी के पास आती है, वो आप लोगों को पैसा देता है?
हर एक को आता है। अब गिलानी के
सबका अलग अलग आता है?
नहीं, गिलानी के पास जो है उनको आता है अलग अलग सबको। कभी कभार गिलानी के पास आते हैं, कभी कभार उनके पास आते हैं।
किसके पास? यासीन मलिक?
हाँ, नहीं, उसका अलग आता है, यासीन मलिक किसी।
Not just Pakistan, it's the terrorists themselves funding Kashmiri separatists.
कितना?
सब कुछ तो नहीं पूछते, बट हमें जहाँ जहाँ पता चलता है तो वो ठीक ठाक किया, हमने भी किया।
10-20 करोड़
ज्यादा किया। 10 रजिस्ट्रेशन तो आपसे, क्योंकि उसको ये फायदा हुआ, उसने पूरे पाकिस्तान में एक ड्राइव भी फिर चलाया इस नाम पे ना, कलेक्शन ऑफ फंड्स के नाम।
After grilling the separatists that India today stung, the National Investigation Agency has now taken note of the Hafiz Hurriyat link, exposed in India Today's investigation. An FIR has been registered over funding of unrest in Kashmir by Pakistani terror outfits. Accusing 2611 mastermind Hafiz Saeed of collecting money via illegal and Hawala channels and funneling it into Kashmir. Not just Hurriyat, even Asiya Andrabi has been named in the FIR. The nose is slowly tightening around Pakistani agents operating on Indian soil. Kick-started by India Today's sting operation, the web of terror in Kashmir is slowly unraveling. The game may soon be up for Gilani and company. With Kamaljit Sandhu, Bureau Report, India Today.
Let's go straight across to India today. It's Kamaljit Sandhu joining us from the national capital. Also with us, Pooja Shali, our special correspondent, joining us from Srinagar this evening. Kamal, I quickly want to come to you first. Before I come to you, Kamal, let me just get an update from Pooja. Pooja, Asiya Andrabi, an FIR lodged against her. Gilani also named. The links are very bare in the reports that you and Kamaljit have been filing. Take us through what kind of trouble these people are in right now. This is not the first FIR.
Well, that is right, Shiv. Clearly, India Today's sting-op has not only proven to be a clear evidence for the NIA, but consistent 4 to 5 days of raids have sent the group into a tizzy. India Today has been consistently trying to speak to either the Hurriyat leaders or their aides who have been raided, and none of them seem to be reachable. We tried speaking to Mirwais, to Yasin Malik. All of them appear to be, if not in hiding, keeping a very low profile. And now that the NIA appears to have found this link between Duktarane Millat and then across the border directly to Hafiz Saeed, clearly refers to the fact that which was known already by Kashmiris and of course by people in rest of the country, have now come on record, and it only means more trouble, and probably for all the incidents of inciting violence can now come to an end. Back to you.
Absolutely. Kamal, what are your sources in the Home Ministry saying? Because, in the course of us revealing all these things about the Hurriyat, about Asiya Andrabi in the past, it's it's mostly been about propaganda, the Pakistani national anthem, raising the Pakistani flag, doing a salute to the Pakistani flag, etc. But now, on the back of the investigation and the follow-up reports that you and your team have been doing, Kamal, these are very serious links with terrorists now.
Well, absolutely, Shiv. Even as Hurriyat is calling this a witch hunt, we've been speaking to our sources in the NIA as well as the Home Ministry. They're clearly pointing out that there is more evidence which will be collected in the coming few days. Computer Emergency Response System, or the CERT, what is it called, it has been given 22 computers and laptops, has also been given 96 memory sticks, as well as we're talking about pen drives. These are crucial evidences, and obviously once the recovery is made of data, there would be further questioning. We've also been told massive recoveries will be made from the seizure itself. Remember, documents have already been collected. We've been told at least half room full of documents have been collected by NIA sleuths. The DG NIA tells us that 80% of these documents may be innocuous, but the rest of the 20% will provide crucial leads. Some of these documents are already Lashkar-e-Taiba and Hizbul Mujahideen letterheads. They're talking about bills, some of them containing the cross-border trade itself. And how is it related and connecting the dots? That's the task which has been cut out for NIA, and they say they're on the job.
Absolutely. Pooja, Asiya Andrabi, also made headlines in 2015, in August 2015. I remember when she, over the phone addressed a public rally by Hafiz Mohammad Saeed. So, this is a person, who's been in the security crosshairs for a very long time. But this is the first time we're seeing actual action being taken against her. Are we expecting to see a proper follow through by the agencies and a wider crackdown of her outfit and others affiliated to her?
Well, absolutely. Asya Andrabi has always been, her movements have always been on the track, on the loop for the agencies. This time only they've managed to get a very solid evidence. She has consistently raked up controversies in trying to unfurl the Pakistani flag on 14th August and in fact literally proving her allegiance to across the border, and not only to a country but literally the terrorist organizations. She's been under house arrest several times, but that has not stopped her for creating further controversies. And this time probably even she would be waiting to see if this means complete trouble for her. Agencies has what it takes. The evidence is with them this time. They have the sting operation evidence as well. Will they really now be using it? That fear already is in the minds of the separatists. We are trying to speak to all factions, and all of them seem to know that when their joint meeting was foiled, their talks have been tracked, their movements are being foiled, they're not being allowed to leave residences almost every alternate day, means that this time this could be just the last phase before agencies begin to start an official crackdown leading to arrests. Back to you.
They'll be in the same room over 2 days. But is PM Modi in the mood for Nawaz? With the steady flow of Pakistani terror, will Modi extend a hand, or will Nawaz get the cold shoulder?
Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Pakistan's Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif will be in the same room. They will rub shoulders, but will there be a meeting of the minds? Join me, Gaurav Sawant, as I report on the latest from the SCO meet at Kazakhstan.
Well, India is all set to be inducted as a member of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, or SCO, during its summit in Kazakhstan tomorrow. How will this help India? Gaurav Sawant brings you this ground report from Astana, Kazakhstan.
The stage is set for India to be inducted as a full-fledged member of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. Counter-terrorism, energy security, connectivity and economy are seen as the cornerstone of India's engagement with SCO countries. So apart from Russia and China, you have Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Uzbekistan and Tajikistan as members of SCO. And India's key engagement will focus on energy security, energy requirement and also connectivity, historical connectivity. Apart, what India is also looking at is spreading the message of terror that is a threat not just to this region but to the entire world. So the regional anti-terror structure at Tashkent, RATS, that is where the database on terror will be put together, and India will expose terror in this region. That's a threat not just to India, not just to Afghanistan, but also to countries around here. The institutionalized infrastructure that is required to engage with all the other neighbors of Afghanistan. Now the SCO will be a very important aspect. Now India is seeking a very stable Afghanistan, a friendly country. So India and Afghanistan are engaging extensively. China plays a crucial role. Russia plays a crucial role, as do all the other neighbors of Afghanistan. When it comes to Pakistan, the SCO charter makes it very clear that bilateral issues will not be taken up. So Pakistan cannot rake up the issue of Jammu and Kashmir at the SCO. But India will be raising the issue of terror that comes from Pakistan but affects the entire region. And that is where regional cooperation to get Pakistan to abandon the path of terror is expected to play a crucial role. India has signed the 38 agreements that are required to be a part of the SCO so far. And from what government sources tell India today, that the contentious issues, including China's One Belt, One Road, so far not a sticky issue in India becoming a part of the SCO. With cameraman Kirpal Singh at the SCO in Astana. Gaurav Sawant for India Today.
Well, ahead of that Shanghai Cooperation Organization summit that Gaurav was just talking about in Kazakhstan, China has actually sent a very clear message to Pakistan, its ally. Well, Chinese media has warned Pakistan against raising the Kashmir issue at the summit, saying the organization won't internationalize any dispute. China's move to block any discussion on Kashmir on an international forum is being seen as a major snub to Pakistan from its so-called all-weather friend. Let's go straight across to Executive Editor Gaurav Sawant. Gaurav, good evening. Thanks for joining us. You're in Astana, Kazakhstan, where the SCO summit will be beginning just hours from now. All eyes will be not just on India's membership and, all of those details you just provided to our viewers, but a great deal of intrigue about the body language of Prime Minister Modi and Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif of Pakistan and whether anything's going to happen, because it appears that Pakistan is already on the bit of a back foot over the Chinese snub to them.
Shiv, good evening. It's still evening here in Astana. We still have daylight. There's a chill in the air, and that chill will also perhaps reflect in India-Pakistan relations, even though both countries become a part of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. And it's terror that's holding India back from engaging once again with Pakistan that continues to spread terror, not just in India but also in Afghanistan. So as of now, till about an hour back when we spoke to our sources in the government, they insisted India hasn't sought a meeting, Pakistan hasn't sought a meeting. So even if there is a handshake at the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, the meeting of the minds and the hearts will not be there till Pakistan takes decisive steps against India-centric terror, and that clearly doesn't seem to be happening. We've had an encounter in Machil just today where 4 Pakistani terrorists were killed, and one 2 days ago in that attack on the CRPF camp of the 45th Battalion, where again 4 Pakistani terrorists were killed. So Pakistan's agenda is very clear, and India intends to expose that agenda, because that agenda of Pakistan isn't just a threat to India, it's a big threat to Afghanistan, it's a big threat practically to the entire world, as you well know, Shiv.
Yes, absolutely, Gaurav. And that's one of the reasons why there has been so much intrigue, because, in the past as well, Prime Minister Modi has demonstrated that he doesn't usually walk the well-trodden track. He does things, he pulls stuff out of his hat. But the spotlight is definitely going to be on that meeting. Prime Minister Modi and Nawaz Sharif will come face to face, like Gaurav was just pointing out, at the Shanghai Cooperation Organization summit. The leaders of the two nations will rub shoulders amidst, like Gaurav was saying, this very deep chill in ties in recent times, exacerbated by the constant funneling of terror and ceasefire violations by Pakistan. Sources in the Indian government had clarified that a bilateral meeting is unlikely, as Gaurav just confirmed, since the Pakistan government hasn't made any request so far. Gaurav, so far, Prime Minister Modi has shown, that foreign policy, extensions of a hand, gestures of any kind are usually very unpredictable, especially when it comes to Pakistan. We all remember how, a couple of years ago, when on his way back from Afghanistan, when he stopped to meet Nawaz Sharif, everybody was very, very surprised. But things have changed dramatically since then, haven't they, Gaurav?
Oh, absolutely. He tried to redefine relations with Pakistan when he took over as the Prime Minister. He invited all SAARC heads of state and governments. That's when he met Nawaz Sharif. He stopped over at Lahore for a personal, a wedding in Nawaz Sharif's family and his birthday. But Pathankot followed. And that has brought about a change, because virtually every Prime Minister who's trusted Pakistan has been stabbed in the back, and Prime Minister Narendra Modi has been no different. He's also been stabbed in the back. But subsequently, India has followed a consistent line. 1, India wants dialogue with Pakistan, but in a terror-free environment. 2, it has to be a bilateral dialogue between two countries, no third party, so no engagement from any outside power, no engagement with the Hurriyat either. And 3, Pakistan has to abandon the path of terror before this dialogue can happen. So all these 3 conditions are now the cornerstone of India's relations with Pakistan. As far as India's relations with the rest of the region are concerned, Shanghai Cooperation Organization also wants all the countries to cooperate with each other. and India is willing to cooperate with everyone in a terror-free environment.
Absolutely.
One issue is this one belt, one road and the China-Pak economic corridor, because that affects India's territorial integrity, with the CPEC passing through the Gilgit-Baltistan area, which is a part of India, illegally in the custody of Pakistan.
Yes.
So that may be an issue in the times to come that may crop up. But India is saying there are more areas of convergence than divergence, and let's capitalize on the convergence. We'll take other issues as they crop up.
All right, all eyes are going to be on what happens there. Are there going to be gains? Are there going to be takeaways? Is it going to be a signal to Pakistan, not just by India, but other members of the SCO as well? We're going to have to wait and see. Our man on the ground, Gaurav Sawant, is going to be at the front line of getting you the very latest. Gaurav, thanks so much. Have a good evening there in Astana, Kazakhstan. We've got some breaking news coming in now. India has once again cornered Pakistan at the United Nations Human Rights Commission. Speaking at the 35th session of the UN Human Rights Commission, India's permanent representative at the United Nations, Rajiv K. Chandar, has blamed Pakistan for spreading terror on Indian soil, further putting Pakistan in an embarrassing corner on a world stage. India has reiterated its demand that Pakistan must fulfill its obligations and vacate the illegal occupation of Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. Okay, we still have Gaurav, thankfully, so I want to quickly get a word in from him on this. Gaurav, just a day before the SCO, you've got India at the United Nations Human Rights Council raising the issue of Pakistan-sponsored terrorism on Indian soil. So the pressure building ahead of this important summit.
Oh, absolutely, Shiv. India now very consistent. Post the Pathankot terror attack, India has been extremely consistent in exposing Pakistan-sponsored terror. In fact, you heard External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj just a couple of days ago. She made it very clear that India is telling the entire world. When Prime Minister Narendra Modi travelled to Germany, when he travelled to France, when he travelled to Russia and to Spain, he made one thing very clear. Please do not look at Pakistan from Indian prism. India can handle all our problems with Pakistan on our own. The world needs to beware. It's Pakistan-sponsored terror that's now affecting the entire world. So when there's a terror attack anywhere in the world, roots invariably are traced back to Pakistan, including, you'd recall, Shiv, the 7/7 2005 London bombings and the current London bombings, where one of the terrorists in this current terror attack in London is of Pakistani origin. So, radicalization of youth in Pakistan, especially in the Northwest Frontier province, or even in mainland Punjab, Pakistan Punjab, in Lahore and in Karachi, that's a matter of grave threat. At the Human Rights Council, India exposed Pakistan's terror in Jammu and Kashmir. Also, there are cases which are going to come up. Pakistan's terror in Sindh, in Baluchistan and in Gilgit-Baltistan. So Pakistan is cornered in every which way because of terror it spreads in the region, including in Afghanistan.
We're going to keep coming back to you all day tomorrow for the very latest from the Shanghai Cooperation Organization Summit. All eyes will be on Modi and Nawaz Sharif. Thanks very much for watching tonight's special edition of India First. Stay tuned to India Today. Up next, it's News Today with Rajdeep.